Hi, I am Rebecca Ryan-King and we are here to visualise the cycles approach because I don't know about you, but I always found it really confusing because it was unlike a lot of the other phonological interventions that I was used to, like minimal pairs, multiple oppositions, or the complexity approach. So what I've done is I've colour-coded all these little people because I'm hoping that it's going to help you make sense of understanding what a cycle is and how this approach actually works. So we're just going to consolidate some of our knowledge. Number one, the cycles approach is suitable for children who are highly unintelligible and who present with many phonological patterns. Now, I like to think of this as if I've done an assessment and I start analysing the child's speech and I'm like, wow, this child has every phonological pattern. They are stopping, final consonant deletion, cluster reduction, fronting, gliding. If I start to note that they have a lot of these patterns, then I am considering the cycles approach for my student. It's definitely one of the options that is up there when I am trying to determine what is going to suit my child. Now, the thing you do need to know about the cycles approach is that one cycle typically lasts for 10 to 15 weeks. So when I'm planning therapy and I'm trying to figure out how long a child can see me for, when holidays are and things like that, I am aware that if I am starting the cycles approach with the child, that I do need approximately 10 to 15 weeks of time to really hit my first cycle. And the research shows that you might need 3 to 4 cycles for a child to become intelligible if that is the only approach that you use. Okay, so let's get into visualizing the cycles approach. Now, what I've done here is I've color-coded all of these little people because each of these represent a pattern. As you recall, cycles is appropriate for children with multiple phonological patterns, and that's what we're doing. We're going to be targeting multiple phonological patterns within one cycle. So my students over here, my blue students, this represents final consonant deletion. So in our first 4 weeks of therapy, we're going to be targeting final consonant deletion as a pattern. And then we're going to stop that pattern and we're going to start S cluster reduction. And then we're going to work on fronting and then we're going to work on gliding. This is one cycle. And what happens at the end of that first cycle is I reassess and then I plan my second cycle if appropriate, and this might change. But let's just go back into visualizing this and seeing what each of these students would be saying each week. So some more little numbers and details for you to know. When we are doing cycles, we are targeting one sound for 60 minutes a week. So this is our final consonant deletion pattern. In my first week, I might just be targeting M in final position. So I will have words like home, mum, him, and I usually pick about 5 words. So that's it, 5 words, M in final position. Now in my second week, I'm still targeting final consonant deletion, but I'm choosing a different sound at the end. I might do P, and then I get a lot of practice with 5 words approximately that end in P. And then I keep going because I'm still in this final consonant deletion part of my cycle. So I might do T in final position and I might do N in final position. So here we go. I have worked for 60 minutes each week targeting final consonant deletion. Now I'm going to move on to my next pattern because I want to try to facilitate and have a lot of these patterns eliminate, really. That's my goal. I'm trying to work on a little bit of everything and then I'm going to come back to it. So with my next pattern, S cluster reduction, this would be week 5 of therapy. So I might do SM, and then in the next week I might do SN, and then I might do something like ST. Okay, so we've done final consonant deletion, we've done S cluster reduction. Now we're up to week 8 of therapy. Week 8 and 9, I'm going to do some fronting. So I might do K initial, and I might do G initial. And then to round it off, we're going to look at gliding. So now I've got here L in that first week and R in that second week. So this here represents one cycle, okay? I have targeted 4 patterns: final consonant deletion, S cluster reduction, fronting and gliding, but you can see lots of different sounds. M, P, T, N in final position, SM, SN, ST initial clusters, K and G in initial position, L and R in initial position. That's what the cycles approach looks like, and that's why it is so different to a lot of the other phonological interventions that we treat. Now, last thing, I'm just going to leave this as a last little tidbit in case you didn't know. When we are using the cycles approach, the child does need to be stimulable for the sounds. So you will be checking stimulability and you will be making sure that the child is stimulable. Now, if this helps, that's good. If you still need a lot more support, this is why we wrote our Cycles Approach Handbook. It was a way to break down the research and make the research palatable, easy to understand, a bit more jargon-free, with charts, with visuals, with frequently asked questions, with all the little things that we could think of to help you implement the cycles approach with fidelity and with confidence. So I'm hoping this helps. Leave a comment if you have any questions. Otherwise, make sure you go look at that cycles approach resource if you just need more support understanding this phonological intervention.